Alright, so in the last video I showed you guys an example of my inbound caller, and I showed you guys how I was able to book an appointment straight into the calendar, as you can see right here. So what we're going to get into is I'm going to show you guys how to build this system. Now I'm not going to just redo all of this because honestly I like having these systems already set in place, and I like to be very organized with it. So we're just going to just go into each of these and just tell you exactly what I'm doing essentially. Basically, we have this webhook right here. Boom. Webhook. And we have the test URL. But if you want this to run automatically for your business, so if someone were to call into your business, you want to do a production URL. So basically, if you're a business owner, this is what the backend system of what this will look like for your business. So boom, we have the production URL. So then we go to retail, right? And we go to check availability. So that webhook, right, from here, this webhook goes here. And you have to make sure that it says post. And on here, you have to make sure that it says post. Okay? So that's step number one. Get the webhooks in order. Okay? And you can test it, make sure it's running good, etc. etc. Now, you want to get the AI agent. So we're going to click into this. Right? We have the AI agent. It's pretty straightforward. You just connect whatever agent that you're using. Just go into OpenAI, connect the API key, and you should be good to go. Or log into your account, and you should be good to go. So we click into this, and this is the full-on prompt, right? So we have the role, boom, boom, boom. You guys can just copy this and use it for yourself, right? Got the calendar data, etc., booking process, all this stuff. So what you guys can do is just pause the video, screenshot this stuff, response and output, right? We got this. Then we got important notes. So that's basically it when it comes to that, man. Like, you guys can just copy all of this, right? Copy it word for word. What you can do is just screenshot it and then put it inside of ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, like, yo, like, can you just copy this all for me, and then I can paste it into my own agent essentially. So then once you have that going, we have our OpenAI agent. Like I said earlier, just connect to your OpenAI chat module via ChatGPT. You can use Claude, Gemini, it doesn't really matter. Just use whatever is best for you. Then obviously we have our get availability. So you want to get this node. Make sure you set it to your email, right? So make sure you have your email on display, because this is the calendar that is going to be looking for available dates. So for example, we have my Google Calendar right here, right? So this is my account for my Google Calendar. Make sure you connect it to your account, so that way it can book an appointment like it did right here, right? So now we can go back to check available slots, and make sure when you have start time, when you click on this, so it will have this displayed. Just press this and let the module define this by itself. So I just click that. Same thing with end time, right? With end time, I did the same thing. When you click off this, it will show this, right? Make sure you just click let the module define this per parameter. Then we have the response webhook. So this is basically going over to this module. So we are basically just responding to it. We are responding to the data that we are receiving. So same thing with the check slots. You go into webhook, right? You get the URL. You go over to retail and you book an appointment. Now we're booking the appointment. We are putting the appointment into your calendar. So we click on this and you put the webhook URL right here. Make sure it says post. Okay. Make sure it says post. Also, one detail that I am forgetting is make sure when it says for the response, make sure you put it as using response to webhook node. Why? Because we are responding to this. Respond to this webhook node. So it's going to retrieve the data from this webhook. And pretty sure I did it the same. Yes. So that's another detail that I forgot to put. make sure you have it as using response to node, but as you're testing it, make sure you have it as immediately. If you don't have all of this mapped out, if we're testing to see if the data is going through, make sure that you have it on immediately, right? Make sure you have it on this at first before you build out any of this. If that makes sense, make sure you have it on, and then once you have all this built out and you get to this response to webhook node, make sure you put this on using response to webhook node, right? Because this data from here is going to go to here, and this is what it's going to be responding to. It's going to be responding to that previous check slots operation over here, if that makes sense. We got the AI agent here. We're going to show you the prompt for this AI agent. Boom, open this up. Oh yeah, also make sure you put it as defined below or this will not pop up. Same thing with the last AI agent. Make sure you put it as defined below or none of this will pop up. So then we go into this and this is what I have, right? This is basically what I have. Like I said, you can just copy all of this. Like I said, screenshot it, put it inside ChatGPT, right? And then tell ChatGPT, yo, copy all of this for me so that I can paste it into my own AI agent. Okay, open AI chat, basically same thing. You just connect it to your chat module. All right, so create an event. You're going to connect your Google Calendar that you want to use to create an event. And then tool description, set automatically, resource, event, operation, create. This is very, very important. Make sure you have it on as create. Obviously, the calendar that you want it to be attached to is, the Google Calendar email, boom, boom, boom. Just like the last one, you want to have this as let the model define the parameter. Same thing with end time. Start time and end time, let the model define that. Now we have this, right? So this is an inbound caller, right? It's an inbound agent. You need to have the name, the email, the time, and the type. The type is basically the type of service that this client wants. What needs does this client need, essentially? And then the time, that's very important, right? This is basically going to put down the time and date. So you know the day and the time of the appointment. Their email and then their name. Very, very important. This is what it needs in order to solidify that appointment to book into your calendar. Email. So once it is booked into the calendar, this is going to send, this is why the email part was so important. It's going to send an email to that client knowing that, telling them that, hey, your appointment has been booked for this day and this time. Make sure you're there. So we have it as my Gmail account, and then tool description is set automatically. We got resource, message, so we're sending a message, and then operation, send, right? We have it to JSON, so this is basically connecting that email, right? So you're basically going to grab all this from your webhook. So this is why it's very, very important that you make sure that you run all of this, right? Make sure that you run everything first so that you can get all this data. That's why I said, like, before you turn it to using response to webhook node, make sure you have it on as immediately, and then you get that data coming in so that you can get all this, right? So you get all the data, you basically just find where you said their email, and then you place the email right here. It's the same thing with this. So we go into the subject, so that it's an appointment. We have our name, and then we have the time. So that's basically the subject of the email. It's going to say, hey, name at time. Appointment booking confirmation for Joseph at Friday at 3 p.m. That's going to be the subject of the email. And then we're going to get into the email type, which is the text. So it's going to be a message, right? Boom. Same thing. You grab all the information that you get from this webhook. That you're supposed to run it first. Get all this information that comes through. You're going to put in the name, right? And then you're going to put in the JSON body services type. So basically what services that they're looking for. And then you're going to put in the time. So that's basically letting them know, like, yo, date, service type, and time. Boom. Here you go. And then that's basically just confirming the appointment on their end, sending them an email. Cool. Then we go over to Google Calendar. Basically, when you run this, it's going to show it right here, bro. It's going to show it literally right here. And essentially, Once you have all the, oh yeah, most importantly, so in order for all this to work on the back end, right? I told you that this webhook needs to be right. That this webhook link needs to be right here, right? So first, you scroll down and we feed it the information that it needs to be looking for. So this is for the book appointment, I would assume, right? This is book appointment. All right, book an appointment, right? You need this function inside of retail so that the AI knows what to capture from this potential call and this lead in order to put into the n8n backend system to formulate and create an event for that client and then send an email, stuff like that. So book this, it won't look like this, right? It's going to be on JSON format. So make sure you have it on form, not JSON. Put it on form, okay? Then you're going to put name, and then you're going to explain what it's looking for. Name of the customer, right? And then string. Make sure it always says string. And then service underscore type. Always put an underscore. Always, always, always. And it's going to be the type of services that the customer is looking for. Okay, cool. And then time, the confirmed time of the appointment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The confirmed time that have been checked. Then email, I'll see email of customer. So this is the data that it needs to retrieve in order to book this appointment. Okay, cool. Now you want to do check availability. Make sure that it's on form and not JSON. And then you want to just put time, right? Time. Requested time of the customer. So basically that's the first thing it's going to be looking for. What time does this customer want to pick for a appointment, essentially, right? And it's going to check and see if that appointment is available. And then when it goes to book an appointment, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's booking that appointment into your calendar, right? So then we go back over here to retail. Make sure you have this on speak after execution, right? Or you could put it on if the function takes over 2 seconds, the agent can say something like, let me check for that for you. Let me check that for you, right? So basically, this will avoid any type of like awkward silence, right? Because sometimes the AI will be like, okay, let me check that for you. And then it'll go silent like this. And then it'll take 3-5 seconds to say something, right? But you can turn this on and have it say this. I'm going to just copy this. Boom. So that way, it's a more good interaction. It's talking as it's checking. So then by the time it checks, it will just go right into it like, yo, we do have this available for you. So I'm actually going to update this. So if you are a serious business owner and want to elevate your business to the next level and not have any leads leaking through your business, comment the word AI and I will be reaching out to you very, very soon. So